And we're on our way back to Skure on scenic desert. Oh, who am I kidding? The place is a freaking hellhole. Yes, I'm an idiot who forgot to visit the church in Skure before I used Fly, so I was sent all the way back to Palma. Luckily for you, I have decided to cut that horrible backtracking out. This time though, let's actually go visit the church. And these are the most hilariously... I don't know, I mean, they are supposed to be the evil Desorians, but really, calling them evil heads and giving them an all-red outfit, I don't even know what's going on. At least a good experience. And pretty damn good money. I don't mind if I do. And then there are the gold lenses, who, well, use our favorite attack sound, and they used to be a good source of money back some, well, 15 levels ago, but now they are pretty anemic in terms of mesetas. Right, so, first of all, let's head into the shops and remind ourselves what they have to sell. The laser gun seems irrelevant now, and I still have no idea who uses the glove, but I do believe it is armor for Meow. I seem to recall catching that from the thread somewhere. In any case, that is a secondary concern, since Meow still has defense on par with the frontline hitters. So, let's make a 10-bag order of burgers, and then we can visit the second-hand shop and sell off some equipment we will no longer be using, such as Flash. Why am I even still automatically picking those up when I have the magic lamp in my inventory, really? And I have to sell them off one at a time for 10 mesetas. Right, so, church, yes. Need loads of experience points, except Noah, who, well, as you might remember, was the last party member to join, and as such has always been 3 or 4 levels behind everyone else. He has been catching up though, since the amount of experience gained from fights has increased. This is me, by the way, checking out the area to make sure that I didn't miss a different exit the first time I was here, because I really don't want to go back to that White Dragon Cave. A lone evil head. I don't even see how he could possibly hold his gun hidden like that. Now I wonder about those hats though. Do the Zorians have hilariously elongated skulls, or do they just find tall hats nice to wear? I mean, it sort of resembles the Russian Ushanka, so I suppose that it is a little bit taller than most, but still. What is inside the Ushanka? Inquiring minds wish to know. And off we go into the White Arctic night again. But not before saving the game. Right. That again was the video recording software skipping a few frames as it closed the old file and opened a new one. Sorry about that. You can see me hesitating a bit here, just walking around desperately, trying to avoid actually, you know, heading down to the dungeon entrance. However, as you will learn in this video, it turns out that the White Dragon Cave is not that bad as long as you are actually prepared. And by prepared, of course, I mean that you wildly try every different method you can think of in every fight with a new enemy. You will see what I mean in just a moment. What the hell is this thing even doing here? It's a sea-living creature and it's floating around in sub-zero temperatures. Immersion ruined. Right, so here we are. Time to head back into White Dragon Cave, but not before I have a second, or, well, third by now, look around here. Hoping desperately that there's something there, but no. And a trio of executors who have some absolutely atrociously bad aim. Of course, with a claw like that, I wouldn't put it past Phantasy Star to give them instant kill attacks, really. So, back into White Dragon Cave. No retreat, no surrender. Noah's damage output against single enemies like this is really pretty much unbeatable. The wind spell remains one of the best single target damage dealers throughout the entire game. Thanks. Arrows, I appreciate it. Right, so as you can see already here I am running into trouble. The very first dragon brought the party down to something like half hit points. So I save the game and decide that, well, whatever, let's just go in there and see what happens. And there's another dragon, and I try talking to him, desperately hoping to parley, but turns out that doesn't work. But then I suddenly remember the telepathy spell. And would you look at that? Usage of the telepathy spell completely bypasses the fight. And just look at this bloody encounter rate. Now, keep in mind that the telepathy spell actually costs MP for a pop, to be more precise. This is some useful information though, notice of the ice digger. In any case, this is how you are actually supposed to get past these white dragons. By using the telepathy spell. Which has been largely, well actually completely useless up to this point. So, if you didn't happen to think of that on your own, well, you're up shit creek without a paddle. So next we head into this little dungeon, hoping that it will actually bring us somewhere. And we run into sphinxes. Really, sphinxes. What are they doing on Deseris? They must be freezing their scorpion tails off. should go back through my recorder footage and make a Sphinx kill count sooner or later. Because really, I must have been cutting into the numbers something terribly. The genetic diversity will never recover. And more arrow trap treasure chests. Oh, Phantasy Star. And yes, a complete dead end. That's another minute of my life wasted. And more sphinxes, of course. What did you expect? And another useless flash that I would be selling off at the first best second-hand store. I think I could go the rest of my life without seeing another Sphinx after this, really. Just look at that. That is how long it takes to say no to pick up a flash. And I can only do it when my inventory is already full. Not even a treasure chest to show for it, just another dead end. And more sphinxes. Seriously, is there some sort of sphinx factory pushing these things out at a dozen a minute? How do they even reproduce fast enough? How has no one on Desiree's or Palma or Motavia ever brought up some sort of sphinx population control act? I mean, these things fly and have poisonous stingers. The walls around the Caminay town would be no defense. A purple serpent guards the door to the surface. So I get the hell rid of him. And what's this? An actual town, but not before we are met by the Evil Head trio. Who are the worst shots in history. Seriously, that is some stormtrooper accuracy right there. We can't even hit Odin for crying out loud. No, of course, being the mobile piece of crap he is, gets blasted to pieces as usual. And there we go. Now into the town ahead.